I think the reason why the piano has lasted through so many generations is because it's been in the house of all those generations.
Oh, do you play, Steve?
Does he play? Show him, Steve.
Before the television came, that's what you would do. You would sit around and you would sing together. It's like a family member. It's an inanimate object, but it's a living object.
Say, who's got
I think timeless is a great word to use for that.
Well, now, don't you frown. Just knuckle down and
I was really brought up very intense classical. And couldn't tell you who was on the radio, couldn't tell you any of that stuff. And my senior year of high school, I got hired out by a wedding band who basically said, go and learn these songs. And it was Stevie Wonder and the Police and CCR and a whole other world that I had never experienced with. And just little by little, I started playing with different groups and I started doing studio sessions. With that just came jazz. But there were moments when I really said to myself, I'm not a limelight person. I'm not. I picked the wrong career. Whereas I think jazz is kind of that mindset, which is like, how fast? And let me show you how awesome I am. And I was like, I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna record a solo piano album. And if only my mom or if only my wife listens to it, that's fine. If we go into something looking for a response, I think it's when you get in trouble.
It's not awful. I just have to move it while I'm playing.
I don't get a piece.
Okay. You've got your enormous piece.
That album came at a time when I was really sick. There you go. Nice job. I've been diagnosed with a thing called ulcerative colitis, and it just basically wrecked me physically.
Right here. See, look at. You don't want to leave the edges bare.
The day of the recording, we were living in Brooklyn and the studio was in Vermont. I literally was in a fetal position that morning. You know, I'd lost 40 pounds in a month and a half. I was basically bedridden. And I was like, I don't even know if we can make the drive. So we finally get to the studio, and that next morning was just a really difficult morning physically. But the second we got to the studio, it was almost like all of that had been completely lifted. It was like there's this instant reprieve. But it was one of those things where it's just like, I know in the midst of all of this, that this is supposed to be happening. Either I'm gonna die, and either I can be okay with that and accept it, or I can go against it. I would just get up early and I just started writing these pieces. And they were more for me more than anything. Authenticity means being true to yourself. I have to be who Chad is. And I think you have to do that with your art. If I go into a room and if I play a song that only has 2 notes, I really feel that that is who I am as a person, totally fine with that. I mean, I started playing the piano when I was 5. You know, I've been playing piano for so long, and it's almost like I'm starting all over. I'm kind of finding myself again. The piano is basically a symphony in a box. You have 88 keys, and you have 2 hands, and so you're outnumbered a good bit. But what you're trying to do is you're trying to create a symphony with just all you have in front of you.